hurt anymore, Joe.
It doesn't hurt anymore, Jay.
One of my best clients absolutely hates my favorite tattoo machine. What's going on, guys? My name's Joe Murphy and I'm a tattoo artist from North Brisbane, Australia. I actually own a small shop where we have a few guys working here. Off of these big long lines, I love how they came out on his skin. Even though he does work in the sun, they come out great. The sun does make it a little harder to tattoo, but nothing too major. Now we're going to be getting into some time lapse here of just putting all these lines down. No worries really, they came out smooth. I've tattooed Jay a lot, so I know how his skin goes. And then if you keep watching, we're going to be getting straight into the shading. My favorite part of tattooing in general is the black shading. If you could hit like and subscribe, that would mean so much to me. It's actually quite difficult to edit these videos. I wasn't really ready for that challenge, but any client that allows me to film the entire tattoo process, I will put up on my YouTube. If you could hit subscribe, that would mean so much. Thank you guys. Back to the video. Now we're going to speed up the video here. We'll get through these lines real quick. Nothing really to report. The tattoo comes out pretty mint. I was happy with majority of the lines. Okay, here it is, my favorite part. We do readjust the camera in a second, so don't worry about that. None of this is sped up yet. This is just me whipping out my favorite part, putting that needle in, flicking it out, getting that nice textural whip that I think is super important in traditional tattooing. Just makes it look so much more interesting. I think if it had a very smooth effect, it would just make the tattoo a bit more bland. So we're packing in the black here, trying not to damage it. One pass, get it in solid and get out. Especially with this skin that's in the sun a lot, it can damage a lot easier, have a bit of proneness to scabbing or even potentially a bit of scarring. You don't really want any of that in your work. There it is, I've zoomed in. I'm not the best at video editing, so I'm trying my hardest, but I've zoomed in. You can see that nice gradient from solid black to that gray whip. Really appealing to the eye. I'm not sure what's going on there with Jay. I think he's got a little scab or something on his leg. Oh no, that's just a bit of ink. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm whipping it out. You can see this is actually not a traditional whip. It's more of a pendulum. I do a lot of more full color work. And I've just got in the habit of this pendulum motion, which you can create a nice whip with. It's all about, to get that texture effect, it's all about the speed that the needle's hitting the skin, obviously. So we're just moving our hand really quick back and forth. This isn't sped up, this is real time. I'm whipping it back and forth, just going over and make sure the black is solid and the gradient is a gradual effect to skin, really. It's a bit hard to describe. But yeah, just a nice gradient. It's not smooth because we want the texture, but a smooth gradient to skin. Going over that last little bit, I think, yeah, we're going straight in. We're packing that solid black, making sure we're going in once. Don't go back over the area that we started the black with, otherwise you could get a scab or potentially lose any pigment in there. Working it back over, there we go. Nice and solid. I think I have actually cut out the parts where I dip my needle just because that's wasted time. Nobody wants to see that, but I'm just re-dipping my needle every now and then. You'll see a couple little cuts there, but I mean, it's not really important. So the buzzard has quite a bit of solid black in it, its main wings and a bit on its body. We ended up coming back right at the end. You'll see where I add some more gray in a part where I just thought it wasn't interesting enough. It was just plain skin. So moving straight up, again, we're not going to touch that part of the tattoo. Again, I don't want to damage the skin too much. I don't want to irritate it. So just put a little short whip in there. Little one there, nothing really too crazy. Make sure it's solid. I was happy with that. We moved on. So now the camera did die. We just packed in the color. Nothing too interesting. We're just packing it in. Nice and solid. Make sure it's done in one pass. Going over each of those scales on the top of the bird's wing. Just using the corner of my mag there to get in. Nothing too crazy. Jay actually bumped the camera, I believe. That's why it's a little rotate like that, but it does fix itself later on. And we're going to cut out just a little bit here. It's just yellow. We're just packing it in. Nothing really major. Tight circles. Pretty basic tattooing at this point. Once you know how to do a standard whip, a nice clean line, and you can pack color, all of these tattoos, it just comes down to your knowledge of the area. On the front of that shin, I don't even have to stretch, so we're just cruising right now. Done that branch. And we're jumping in there, shading the leaves. I think Jay wanted them a bit darker. I don't like to add too many colors, so we avoided the green that I was copying. Jay wanted me to get it exactly like the image that we found on Google. And we ended up adding this bit of gray just so that it was more interesting. I felt like the entire tattoo looked great, except for that one part there. And here's the wipe down. Stoked with how it came out. There it is, guys. That buzzard tattoo took me just over an hour and a half. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Thank you so much for watching.